In this video, I'll be considering one more example in which I'll be counting this problem. So this is a counting problem, and here I'll be giving argument using the bijection, or I'll say using the bijective principle. I've already added two videos onto this topic. The link is added in description. So let's look at the problem. Consider a set X which is equal to 1 to up till n. So there are n number of element in the set, and we want to show that the number of R combination of X which contains no consecutive integer is given by this number. So to do that, let's start with recalling some of the basic things. So suppose if you have a set capital X which consists of n elements, 1 to up till n, and in particular I am considering a set where I have a fixed value for n. Let us consider I take X equal to 1 to up till 7. And in this case, I want to find all three combinations. So if I simply want to find all three combinations without any restriction, so there are 7 elements. Out of 7, I want to choose 3. So we can do it in 7C3 ways. This is one of the condition. But if the condition says that we want find 3 combination with the condition, so if the question says find 3 combinations with no consecutive integers, no consecutive integer. In this case, I have to look again a little more carefully. I cannot simply write 7C3, and in this case, what combinations I can have? 1, 3, 5. So we can see we are skipping the consecutive integers. We can have 1, 3, 6. We can have 1, 3, 7. Or we can have 1, 4, 6. Or we can have 1, 4, 7. Then we can have 1, 5, 7, or we can have 2, 4, 6, and then we can have 2, 4, 7. We can have 2 more cases, that is 2, 5, 7, and finally we can have 3, 5, 7. So in total there are 10 cases, and we see 7 minus 3 plus 1, choose 3. This is due to the formula that I've already written here, and this is 10 ways. So we know now this formula is coming up to same. Now this formula give rise to different interpretation. In this video, I'm simply focusing on to how do I establish a bijective argument which gives me rise this number while I count the elements of the set X with R combination. So a set should consist of R combination, means there should be R elements like this one, with the condition no consecutive integers are considered. So to establish the bijective proof, let us consider A, this be the set of R combinations of X. So we consider R combination of X containing no consecutive integers, containing no consecutive integers. And of course, in that case, we understand that we want to know what is the cardinality of the set A. This is what is our question. And we are doing it by the bijective argument. This means the argument that we are using is we will establish a bijection between the set A and the set B. The set B we will consider, considering in mind that we want the same number of elements. We will establish a bijection between A and B. We know the count of B, or we may say it is easier to count the cardinality of the set B since we have already established a bijection. So the cardinality of the set B is same as the cardinality of the set A, and hence we know the cardinality of the set A, which is the desired question. So this is the bijective argument. So for this, I am constructing a set B. B be the set of R combinations of Y. So I am considering now R combination of Y, where and Y A is a set of R combination of X, and B is a set of R combination of Y. And what is Y? Y is 1, 2, 3 up till n minus R minus 1. So there are n minus R plus 1 elements, or I say n minus parenthesis R minus 1 element. Now we want to establish a bijection from A to B. So we want to establish a bijection from A to B. This is what we want to establish. So to do that, let us consider a set S which consists of R elements, S1, S2 up till SR, and this be a member in the set A. Remember that A is a set of R combination of X. So like in the previous example, whatever the set we may have, whenever I say that 3 combinations of x, so 3 combination of x means your set will consist of the element in which we will have 3 elements, a1, a2, a3, then we'll have something more like x1, x2, x3, small x1, x2, x3 and so on. So when we say R combination, any member or any element of the set A consists of R elements. So like S1, S2, SR, this is an element in A and I am denoting this by further S. And here we may assume that S1 is strictly less than, S2 is strictly less than and so on, strictly less than SR. And we define f of s because we have earlier considered that f is a mapping from A to B. Now we have already considered an element or a member in A, and now we want to see what is f of s. F of s we define like you consider first element same S1 and subtract 1 from the next element, subtract 2 from the next element, S3 minus 2, and we continue doing SR. There are R element, SR minus R minus 1. So subtract 0 from the first element, 1 from the second element, 2 from the third element, and we continue doing like this, R minus 1 from the rth element. And we also observe that Si and Si plus 1 are non-consecutive. So we see that, observe that Si and Si plus 1, these are non-consecutive. Why they were non-consecutive? Because the element that we have considered in A, these are no consecutive integers were considered. So this means S2 is strictly greater than S1. And here these are not consecutive. So for example, if S1 value is 1, S2 is definitely 3. So this cannot be 2. So this consideration is already there in the set A. So here I am considering that Si and Si plus 1 are non-consecutive. So when I subtracted 1 from here, so they becomes the immediate next number. So for example, if it was 1 and 3, then it becomes 1 and 2. Say if it was 1 here and this was 4, so then it becomes 1 and 3. So they do not turn out to be equal. And so S1 is same as your 1, S2 minus 1 will be same as your 2, or we may say B is a set of R combination of Y. So that means any R combination that we can construct from this set will be same as Fs will be definitely a member of B. Fs will be in B, or I'll say Fs is an element of B. So we see that F, this is a mapping from A to B. This is an injective map. We have considered an element in A and we have shown that that belongs to B. Now to see the reverse implication. So we see now the reverse implication and we consider an element in B. So we consider, let us say T, this is an element in B. Now again, see, if I want to consider B, B is R combination of Y. So you pick up any R element from the Y and let us assign them as T1, T2 up till TR. So this be any member of B. And I want to consider the mapping. So to consider this S, let us define T1 and now keep on adding. Earlier we subtracted, now we add T3 plus 2 and so on, TR plus R minus 1. Now you can see that this implies S is any member in A because there is a difference that we have created now. The first one is T, then you have added plus 1, then we have added plus 2. So this means this will maintain the condition that no consecutive integers are there in N. So we can see f of s is same as t. So we have seen that f from A to B, this is bijective, or we can say that this is a bijection map. Now we know the cardinality of the set B. So let's recall what is a set B. B, this is any R combination. This is any R combination of Y. And in Y we have considered 1, 2 up till n minus R minus 1 element. So that means from this total set we want to choose any R, and to do that there are total choose R element. So that is n minus R minus 1, choose R element. So we know the cardinality of A using the bijective principle is same as the cardinality of B, and for this n minus R plus 1, choose R. And this establish our bijective argument to show that if I want to count the number of elements for the set A, which is coming from the n elements where we do not want to allow certain consecutive integer, to do that I have counted the set B, and hence we established the bijective argument.